So let's just cut straight to the point, and I'm going to reveal to you the 3 habits that have changed my life over the last nearly 2 years as a 15-year-old student right now. Now, these are the habits that I started off with day one and continue to implement day after day today. And even though I've missed and been discouraged to do them many times before, they're the ones that I'll continue to implement every day and try to make most time for in my life. And by the way, this is not a BS self-improvement guide where I'm going to talk about how a cold shower or waking up at 5 a.m. every single day is how it changed my life at the age of 13. No, not that I'm saying any of that is completely BS, but these habits that I'm about to mention are the ones that really got started me into productivity and self-improvement, and I want to share them with you. And I'm not talking about productivity techniques, I'm talking about solid actions that I do every single week to feel better for myself. I'm Eddie G, 15-year-old student. This is my well-being, health, productivity, self-improvement, whatever channel, and let's just get right into it. So, exercising number 1. The one habit or action that actually sparked productivity, self-improvement in me, this is the one that I started before knowing anything of what I know today about self-improvement, productivity. I didn't even know what productivity was when I started exercising. It's one that has created a huge ripple effect across other areas in my life. And the reason I say this is the first habit that has got me into productivity and stuff is because it's just the first one I picked up at the end of my 13th year. And I agree, 13 years of age to be exercising and working out is a pretty young age, but it's just something that when you start creates fun discipline in you. And I say at the start for a reason. I was supposed to only talk about my habits and stuff in this video, but since we're here, I might as well talk about this adaptation that I've learned, which is called the hedonic adaptation. And the hedonic adaptation is basically a psychological effect, and this is a general idea that once the novelty and fun and happiness in a habit wears off, our brain stops giving us the same motivation boost. So I'm sure across many habits that people have tried, there will usually come a time when you get bored of that same thing, unless you're always energized and motivated, but that's not most people. Now, this is a term I picked up during making this video, and it's not something that I've ever really heard of or have seen spoken of. And I'm mentioning this now because the same adaptation or the same effect appears in pretty much every single habit. And that is, at some point you will get stupidly bored and tired of doing the same thing over and over again. If you're lucky, in a few years, but if you're unlucky, in less than a few weeks. And I suppose using luck in relation to that is pretty wrong, but I hope you get the idea. So exercising is just one of those things that no matter if you're the richest person in the world or a very lazy person who sits on the couch all day, it's just something that everybody should do or should be doing as part of health. And of course, by exercising, I don't mean working out. You don't have to work out to stay healthy. Even things like exercising, cardiovascular fitness, and whatever other forms of exercising you know of, they all work as part of exercise. Although I do have a personal deep dive on my YouTube channel where I go through my personal workout routine. Be sure to check that out. Like I said before, exercising and working out in general are one of the most important things that you must take care of in your life and that you must take consideration for. Like the saying goes, your health is your wealth. Now, of course, it has its own short and long-term benefits, such as better mood, confidence, discipline, and moreover, you're on your health and body. And in relation to exercise and the hedonic adaptation, what I think is best is to systematically change the routines or systems over time so that they become a bit more entertaining. I mean, fun. So I've kept mine the same so far, but if you're someone who just can't get out of bed and do what you want to do, then I'll definitely recommend changing the difficulty, the duration, or add challenges to your exercising, and whether that's working out, even if that's trying a new sport, or even switching up routes on your daily walk, going on new sprints, cycling, anything, whatever it may be, exercise is something that needs to change over time. But I'm not going to go too much into that. Exercising is just one of the habits that have truly changed the way I live, and one of the very first that I came across. Journaling number 2. I just can't express how impactful journaling has been on my life. You know, journaling is just something that would feel wrong if I suddenly stopped right now. Something that I've developed and I have a habit that truly has transformed the way I live over the course of the last nearly 2 years. So I've actually completed this whole book. This is a Lighterm notebook, one of the best, by the way, for journaling. I definitely recommend the Lighterm series, if that pronunciation is correct. I've completed this whole notebook. There's a lot, start to finish, and that was as of 2024. And then I have this one which I'm working on right now, not working on, but this one which I'm using right now for 2025, and that's gonna be completed in a few months' time. So the reason I suppose I started journaling was because of the number of times it's been recommended to me online. And yes, of course, I listened to it. I got myself a journal, I got myself a pen, and started writing a page every single day. And I've done this literally for a year straight, obviously with some exceptions, but it's really changed the way I think, the way I reflect daily. It's definitely something that has brought me closer to myself. So journaling, first of all, is a transformative habit if you stay consistent, and it's also so useful to pay attention to your mind and how you think. Now, at the start, I didn't actually think about how it would change the way I think or anything. I just went ahead with it. And by the way, do not treat it like a diary, because it's not a diary. It's a journal, and it's for reflection. It's for writing your own thoughts down. And as much as it may sound like a diary, you don't have to consider it as one. At the start, I probably did treat it like one, but really it's just to take down notes on whatever's on your mind at a given time. Some people even hold shame just to get started and write in a journal every single day. And I can assure you, the day that you realize that no one gives a damn, you will get a notebook and start writing a page a day. Journaling is also a great way to self-reflect, not only on your days, but also on whatever is on your mind. And I'll probably make a video on journaling at some stage, but it's definitely something worth talking about. But just do it for at least 3 months straight and see how much of an impact it makes on your life. Experiment with it. You don't have to follow a particular system. Just go ahead and write a page. Not even a page. You can write 5 lines every single day and see what it does. See how much more aware you are of yourself. But of course, people have their own preferences, and journaling is just the second habit after exercising that I kept going with every single day. Once again, I'll probably make a video on this soon anyways. Number 3, meditation, meditation, meditation. Now, this is a habit that I later picked up on around 2 or 3 months after I really got into exercising and journaling. Once again, I started exercising because of the amount of times I've seen it everywhere, online gurus. Back then, it was sort of the thing with how I learned. And back then, I was sort of in the mindset of, oh, this looks so cool. I'm going to stick it into my calendar and do it for a whole year straight. Believe it or not, I actually did it for a year. Now, did I find it useful at the start? Actually, not at all. Probably because I was just a 14-year-old kid, little to no experience on life, literally just doing whatever came in the moment. And I'm not saying that the practice at the time felt completely useless. Of course, then I wouldn't have put it in this list. But what I'm trying to get across is that at the time, I felt like it wasn't doing anything for me. On some days, this is actually different. I actually felt like it was doing great things for me. I was more controlled, I was feeling better, and I only started to notice that after a while. And so I still kept going for the long-term benefit, and now I'm here still doing it every single morning for 10 minutes straight. And the point is, consistency beats perfection always. You do not need to sit on the floor cross-legged with some random mudra position hoping it will make a huge change. And if you do struggle to get started and focus like many people do, I highly suggest online guided meditation videos. Especially ones on YouTube. They have some great videos on meditating and guiding you through a great deep breath meditation session, and it's much easier to focus. And over time, after doing it consistently, you will eventually get to the point where you can do it much better and much more aware of how you're in the present. I've tried a lot of these guided meditation videos, especially on the days that I've procrastinated. They really seem faster and they're very nice to listen to. With someone talking in the background, it's very peaceful, calm with yourself. So meditation, 100%, I will continue. If not every day, then most days I will. And a quick bonus habit to add to this video, and that's reading. Unlike the others, reading is just something that I've always struggled to stick to and do consistently. Even during the year of exercising, journaling, and meditating, I am very slow at reading. That year, which is literally just last year, in 2024, I finished like 4 to 5 books. Some people might call that great. I don't know. I personally want to read more self-improvement books and gain even more knowledge, because as a student, it's the perfect time to do so. And I think it will really help, especially if you can build it into a habit. Even finishing a book in less than a month, or if I'm really good, a few weeks, that's like a huge achievement, especially for me. And so this month, September, I've decided to do exactly that and try 15 minutes of reading every single day. Today, I haven't yet, but I will later, and I will try reading every single day. Try hopefully build this into a long-term habit, which I can stick to and improvise over time and make it more into a hobby. So far, it's well on most days, some days not. Right now, I'm reading The 5 Types of Wealth by Sahil Bloom. Great book, by the way. So, in order to make reading a daily habit, I've made a monthly physical habit tracker, and as part of my 4 non-negotiables, that is meditating, journaling, reading, and reading the Holy Bible. They're my 4 non-negotiables that I've decided to do every single day. If I do it, I complete the streak. And if you want to see more on the monthly physical habit tracker, I made a full video about it, just the last one before this, and I'm going to be testing that habit tracker for the next month and see how it turns out. So yeah, something that I thought initiative could be taken on, and now I'm doing it, which is great. And if you're not a reader right now but want to be inspiring reader, maybe just make a system and try stick to it. I'm not fully sure about all of this stuff yet, but if I do find the answer to reading well, how to start reading, I will definitely make a video on it, because it's once again a thing that a lot of people struggle on. And that, my friends, pretty much covers all the habits that have changed my life over the last nearly 2 years. Exercising, journaling, meditating, and hopefully more reading. I thank you so much for sticking around till the end. I hope you found some value or inspiration throughout this video. So thank you so much. Goodbye for now.